Welcome. In this tour we're going to give you a quick overview of how to edit existing pages and how to create new pages on your new Soroptimist website, and as well a quick overview of the types of content you can create by default and how to add or edit menu items. So first of all, log into the website with your administrative username and password, and you should see a thin black administrative toolbar at the top of the page here. The first thing I'm going to go over is the types of content. So if you go to Content Management in that menu and then choose Content Types, you'll see there's 4 basic content types that are available out of the box. You can create an event, and that allows you to associate a date with the page. You can create a news or blog entry, a generic page, or a web form, such as a Contact Us form. And for this example, let's do let's create a news or blog entry as an example. So if you go back up to Content Management, down to Create Content, and then slide over and you can choose any of the 4. For this example, we'll do news or blog. The resulting page gives you a number of fields to fill in order to create a new page. So let's just create some generic content here for the example. Give it a title, which will be the title of the page. The permissions drop down allows you to choose whether this is available to anybody who comes to the website or only people who have accounts on the website, in the case that your site is a membership-based website. And in that case, only people who have an account and are logged in will be able to see the content. The keywords allows you to associate a variety of relevant keywords to your page, and basically you can just type them separated by commas in this field here. So let's say this relates to trees, and just as a demonstration, since I know that this keyword has already been entered in some of the default pages that were entered, let's say this relates to the Live Your Dream contest. So we'll start typing live, and if you pause for a moment, it'll search if there's any keywords already existing that match, and it'll pull them down as a list, and you can select it using the arrows and then pressing enter or return. The image field makes it very, very simple to attach an image to the page and make the website do the work of cropping and resizing for various different uses. So as an example here, let's browse. We'll find the folder that we need, and let's choose an image that's in that folder. Click on Upload, and look at that, it uploads it. You can type in alternate text here, which is useful for search engines as well as if you have visitors who view the website through screen readers, so that they know what the image relates to. Now the body area is the main text of the page, so you can either type directly in here or you can paste from Word, although I would recommend, if you do paste from Word, to use the remove formatting option. Select everything and remove the formatting, otherwise Word inserts some crazy code sometimes. I'm going to take some text here that I've got in my text editor and just paste it in. And the other thing that I'm going to highlight, besides justification and bold and italics and all those regular sorts of things, is this thing way over here on the right, which is called the teaser break, and you can decide which content appears above the teaser or summary break and which one appears below. So I'm going to click it here. You can see it inserts a line there, and all of this stuff above that line is going to be considered the summary or the teaser of this page, and I'll show you what that means in just a moment. You can also, as an aside, you can hide the teaser when you view the full page by unchecking that box, or you can have the teaser show up as well. I'm going to type in here, this is the teaser, and we'll see that where that comes back in just a moment. Under File Attachments, you can also attach files very simply to the page. I'm going to just attach one here as an example. It's not really related, but just for the demonstration, and you can give it a nicer name here if you want to. the URL path settings allows you to change the default URL, which would normally look something like node/15, and you can change that so it says whatever you want. Basically, I'm going to call this one Live Your Dream. I'll point that out after we save the page as well, where that shows up. In terms of revision information, it's not something you need to do, but especially if you've got multiple administrators, it can be helpful. You can put a log message here, which doesn't show up to anybody except the administrators. And generally, when you edit a page, it's more important if you're making revisions than if you just create a new one. But basically, if you're editing a page and you create a new revision, you can type in here the changes that you were making just as a reference to the other administrators. And by creating a new revision, you also allow yourself or allow them to roll it back to an earlier version in the case that you made a mistake or erased some things you shouldn't have in that kind of concept. Comments are turned off by default. Depending on the policy of your website and the type of page you're creating, you may want to turn it on. Scheduling options allows you to schedule this to be published in the future or unpublished in the future at a specific date and time. Authoring information allows you to change the author if you have multiple administrators and you want to make sure that the right person, the right administrator, is getting credit for that, or as well changing the date that it was authored on, which can be helpful if you're entering, for example, old press releases, archival press releases, and you want to have them still sort chronologically. You can type the date here that they were actually issued on. Under publishing options, you can unpublish a page if it should not be public. It should only be available to administrators, and then you can come in and change it and republish it, or just keep it unpublished. You can promote items to the front page, which will cause them to appear in that front page stream. I'll show you that as well after we save the page. And the last item here is called sticky at top of lists, which is a strange way of saying when you're looking at a listing of all of content, for example, the Live Your Dream keyword. If you're looking at a listing of all items that are tagged with Live Your Dream, you can usually view the list in chronological order, with the newer ones being on the top. If you check this box, even though the item may be older, it will jump up to the top of those type of lists. So here I'm going to create this page with an old date, and I'm going to show you how the sticky item works. So let's go ahead and save this page. Now you can see the site has taken the image that I added and resized it and put it on the page here in a nice format. We've got the text here. Now one thing I will call attention to is this line right here. It says this is the teaser. So if you remember, everything above here, including this line, was in the section above that break that we added, and we were calling it the teaser or the summary. We did not uncheck the box that said hide the summary, or we did not uncheck the box to hide the summary, so you can see it appears here in the main page view. You can also see the file that's attached down here. You can click on that to download it, as well as the tags that have been added. So one quick example, I'm going to hide the teaser and show you how that changes the page here. So we'll go back down here, we'll uncheck this box so it does not show the summary in the full view. And this whole section here from lorem ipsum dolor down to this is the teaser should be hidden after this. And I'm going to say hiding the teaser in the revision, so anybody who sees that knows what happened. Now take a look here and we see all that the teaser information has been hidden. Now however, when we click on the tag at the bottom, let's click on Live Your Dream. You can see all of the items that have been tagged with Live Your Dream. So we have the demo content that said Soroptimist sponsors Live Your Dream art contest, as well as the one we've just created. And if you go back to the home page, you can see here the latest news and blog information. This one here sorts down to the bottom because we designated it as an older one. Adding an event and working with the calendar is very, very similar to what we just went over, but I'm going to show you just because there's one key difference. So go to Content Management, Create Content, and we'll choose Event this time. Much of this will look exactly the same. The only big difference, obviously, is that to work with the calendar, we need to have a date. So the date of this recording is August 12th. So why don't I add an event for tomorrow, August 13th. And we'll give it a bunch of random content just for this demo, and we'll save it. So you can see the event shows up here just like a regular page, but now when we go to the calendar link, if all went well, we should see the Lorem Ipsum event on the 13th. That's tomorrow, and then you can click on it and get the summary and click through to read the rest of the content. The last thing I want to show you on this tour is how to work with the menu. You can see the main menu here, these 5 items that are there by default. And we have one sample submenu item, which is actually just a link back to the home page, just as a demo that you can have submenu items. And I'm going to show you 2 quick ways how to work with that menu. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that this Live Your Dream news item is supposed to be a submenu item under news. So we'll click through to the item here, and in the administrative tabs we'll click Edit. That'll bring us back to this edit window that we've just gone through on some other pages. Down here you'll see a area called Menu Settings, and it gives you an option for a title and an option for the parent item that this menu item should be. So let's say we're going to call this one Live Your Dream, and for the parent item, under Main Menu, we're going to choose News. And that's all. We're going to save it. That will insert it as a menu item under News. So you can see now we have Live Your Dream in the submenu here. Now, in order to show you an easy way to reorder the menu and add or delete items if you want to, let's go up to the administrative toolbar at the top here, and under Site Building, go to Menus. That'll give a list of all the menus on the site. This menu in the blue bar here on this theme is called the main menu, so we'll click there, and you can see all the items in that menu, and the submenu items simply indented one. Now, it's very simple to uncheck the box and save the enabled box, which is essentially like unpublishing it. So it would still be here in the administrative interface, but it's not visible to people who come to your website. Another option, if you want to get rid of one, is to choose Delete, which will get rid of it for good. Even it'll delete it right out of the administrative interface. The last thing I'm going to note here is how simple it is to reorder things. So let's say you wanted the About Soroptimist to be the first in the menu. You can just drag it all the way to the top here, clicking on this little handlebar and dragging. And let's say we want to reorder the submenu items, and for whatever reason we want to put the calendar as a submenu item right in the middle. And then when we click Save, the menus are reordered. About Soroptimist is first. News now has 3 items. Calendar's right in the middle. You can see how easy it is.